Hello again, fellow paranormalers. Oxford Paranormal UK here. A very quick subject that, again, another article that I read, which I think is always good to explore these things and become aware of them, because although, you know, people like me have been doing it for decades and people have got experience about things and maybe they're a little bit more judgmental about, or critical really, of their evidence that they get and such like, but we have to bear in mind that unfortunately, if you like, the paranormal world attracts all walks of life and all different types of people. The article that I read was actually saying that, you know, if you try too much to, you know, talk to spirits and such like, that it would drive you insane. Quite a statement to make, really. And I did sort of read this article and thought, well, that's, you know, what, and of course it was a bit sort of hysterical, you know, kind of sensationalist sort of statement to make to get people to read his vlog. But, you know, what I've noticed, and I'm sure other people have, people like Scary Larry, you know, talk about it all the time, and several groups and such like that I follow on YouTube and Facebook and all these things. The paranormal, you know, mentioning spirit world, paranormal, metaphysical, you know, whatever, pagan, seems to attract, you know, people who I think are curious or inquisitive about the paranormal in general. Let's just call it paranormal. You know, people who are inquisitive about it, but kind of don't, or misunderstand what it's about. And I've noticed this quite a lot, and I think this is where a lot of the misunderstanding comes from, and the heated arguments and the trolling and all this kind of stuff, is because people either do not understand something or choose to not understand something about the paranormal. They invent it. I see people keep posting videos, they keep posting these crazy photographs, you know, and then making statements like, oh, you know, do you see the demon in the background, and do you see the hand on someone's face, and, you know, and all these orbs, you know, there's all these orbs and things going on. I'm not talking about, you know, people who are producing what I would term, you know, general paranormal evidence, but these are people who are wishing or wanting something, you know. It's almost like they're wanting their house or to be possessed, you know, or themselves to be possessed, or they want some, you know, they almost want things to be thrown around, you know. It's almost like they want to have a poltergeist activity in their house, you know, and it becomes very tiring. But like everything in life, you've got people who are balanced about the paranormal, who understand. Some people are very tolerant. I tend to think that I'm actually quite tolerant of people who, you know, make ridiculous claims about paranormal activity and such like, and evidence which quite clearly isn't, or they've completely misunderstood it, or they're creating it to make it look like, you know, there is. And then there's obviously people who don't, and people who get really upset and angry and start retaliating and saying things, and of course that just generates a whole series of things that I think people will regret later on. But I think we do have to be tolerant of people that, you know, like to think that they are, if you like, in the paranormal world, and quite clearly aren't. People who do generate you know, they kind of make things up, they make stories up. I mean, to me, it's quite clear to see that they are actually doing that. Maybe to a lot of other people, you know, they're not really seeing it, and hence the arguments and the trolling starts. But I just ignore it. To be honest with you, most of the groups that I'm following on Facebook, and I try to sort of interact with, I would say 95%, maybe even higher, of the content on these forums is just utter garbage. It's just absolute utter garbage. The discussions are garbage. The so-called evidence that people keep putting forward is garbage. You know, but it doesn't bother me. Every now and then there's a little nugget of a discussion, or a nugget of information, or a nugget of evidence that someone's put forward that, you know, has got merit in my eyes. And it's not. I'm not just saying this about me. I'm not your, you know, guru of paranormal. I'm just talking about in general. There's always the same amount of people that keep, you know, the same amount of people, the 95 or higher % of people that keep producing the garbage, and it's the same, if you like, 5% of people that are not. And I choose to sort of associate and interact with the 5% of people that are not producing the garbage. And I just stick with that, you know. I don't make a big song and dance about it. I just get on with it and, you know, just ignore the rest. The same goes for pretty much everything, you know, in my own world. I mean, I see it all the time, both on the psychology side, but also on my other business side, which is photography. Is very much the same. You know, you get it. 95% of what people produce is just rubbish, and then, you know, there is an element of good stuff, and it's the good stuff that you focus on. So anyway, just wanted to sort of share that, really. And I realistically, I mean, this is a little bit of a statement, but I would say that 95% of the the TV and online stuff that people keep watching is garbage. You know, about 5% of it is genuine and worth watching, and the rest of it is just kind of garbage, really. It's entertainment. That's what people view it as, and unfortunately it's being produced as entertainment, so it doesn't really kind of have any real merit in the real world of paranormal. I see other people talking about the same thing. So the 95% of people that don't want to disagree, you know, that want to disagree with me about what I'm saying, are really not interested. But I am interested in hearing from sort of 5% of the genuine, what I call the genuine paranormalers that are out there that know what I'm talking about. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. Maybe a little bit controversial, but the truth. Thanks very much for watching, as I said, and I look forward to seeing you in another video.